What's up friends, I'm Toby and in this video we're gonna talk about this, the Crucianelli Elite. Let's go! So first of all, I wanna wish you all a happy new year. I hope you had a fantastic holiday or new year festivities or whatever it is you do in your culture. And let's hope for an awesome rockin' 2018, right? I'm back and I've been enjoying my first month in a new industry and it's been a lot of fun, but it's been taking up a lot of my time as well. So, you know, I hope for this year to be able to make more videos and stuff again. But you know, work-life balance, the eternal life puzzle. Anyway, let's talk about this. Those of you who follow me on like social media probably remember this from this summer. I picked it up on like this local eBay website for this small town and just happened to stumble upon it, and I fell for its sheer beauty and just had to get it. I got it cheaply, and you know, it was just a really cool guitar. So I've been meaning to make a video about it, and here it is. So this guitar is the Crucianelli Elite. See that? Elite? As in, why is a small E, by the way? Elite? If you haven't heard of Crucianelli, you're not the only one. I had never heard of them either. But it turns out, after digging around, I found this website called the Unique Guitar Blog, where I just documented the entire history of Crucianelli. And it's pretty exciting, so if you want to know more, I'll link it down in the description. Anyway, so Crucianelli was founded in 1888. And they made accordions in Italy. Accordions was a huge industry, and Crucianelli was a prominent name within that culture. But in the 60s, rock and roll made the accordion kind of go off style, and guitars was all the rage. So Crucianelli decided to try and apply their manufacturing plans and strategies to making these guitars. And they had a few funky models like kind of Strat copies and these ES335 versions, and they put their own spin on them, but this didn't last for very long, and Crucianelli went out of business in '71, so they couldn't really compete with the overseas guitar manufacturing, and hand building guitars in Italy I guess isn't really as cheap as like Chinese or Japanese productions. But that is just speculation on my part. Anyway, these guitars are so rare that they haven't really garnered. The brand isn't really sought after in the way that Fender or Gibson is. So you get this guitar is from the 60s, alright? And you can get these for just a few $100. And talking about this guitar, let's have a closer look at it, shall we? So as you can see, it's an ES335 kind of semi-hollow body thing with sexy F-holes and the body shape that you would expect from these kind of guitars, the Gibson sort of guitars. It's really well built. It is meticulously detailed. As you can see, you have pearloid inlays, block inlays in the neck. You have like a nice binding throughout the entire guitar. And one thing you probably notice is this super funky tremolo system. I mean, look at that. Doesn't that look fucking like, I don't know, steampunk almost? It's so strange looking, but it's really fun. It's kind of similar to the Bigsby in how it works. You're not gonna do any dive bombs with this, but you can do slight like tremolo modulations, like Hawaii, right? It's pretty fun, but just the sheer look of it is so like out there that I think it looks really cool and unique. It makes the guitar look unique, and isn't it pretty? This finish, super reminiscent of my old other 60s. I have showed it off before, but let's compare the two. So this is my Hufner 60s like jazz box guitar, and you can see the finish is quite reminiscent. They are like twins, and there's just something about these 60s guitars that just makes me so happy. They're so cool. And this is just another guitar you can get fairly cheaply, the Höfner, because they're super well built, but they aren't like as sought after as like the Gibson and Fenders. So anyway, other than the funky terminal system, you have these humbucking pickups and this dope Crucianelli like metal logo up here. So it kind of looks like a car, you know. And this guitar just feels, through purely aesthetically, this guitar punches way above its weight. It's a beautiful guitar. But how does it play? That's the problem. This guitar has stupid high, like, string height. I have tried to lower it as much as I can, but this section won't allow me to lower it further. And if I were to remove these, like, bolts, the strings would pop into touch the pickup. So this is as low as I could get it, and it's super high and super difficult to play. If you're like a guitar tech proper, or you could just leave it to one, then you could probably get it set up right. But for as like a guitar player who just likes to tinker a little bit, it's a little bit tough to play. That, and the neck is thick as fuck. It's like a freaking baseball bat. So if you're used to like something dinkier, then that will also be something you notice. This is just all pure subjective. Some people I know like the thick necks, but personally, I have small hands, I like a smaller neck, so I feel like I get more like speedy. In terms of aging, this guitar, it has survived quite well actually. It also has a few like cracks in the finish, the gloss finish, and other than that, it's surprisingly well kept. I hope with these old guitars, you know, I think they're so fascinating getting old instruments, because it's just something about the history of the instruments, and imagining a lot of people have played it and written songs on it, and playing my own songs and a guitar that is older than me. That's also like, it's just inspiring, you know. I think it's kind of fun. But that is so fine and dandy. You probably want to know how it sounds. So I wrote this little bluesy kind of bit, and I recorded it with this guitar and my trusty Telly, the Telecaster, which is fitted with a bare knuckle Cobra T pickup, so it's kind of high output, but that's a good comparison. See for yourself how you think it performed. Let's go! Holy shit, that fucking rocked, didn't it? Compared to my other 60s guitar, this one has way better sustain, and the sound is just thick and creamy as fuck. The output is pretty poor, but this is basically not a metal guitar at all, so the output isn't going to be compared to like the bare knuckle pickup. That's just silly. But if you play that kind of music and you're after that fuzzy, compressed and dirty sound, this one sounded surprisingly well. Yeah, I was surprised. I did not think it would perform that well. This sounds cool and badass, and that's actually, that makes it worse that it's so difficult to play, because when you sound this good, I could actually use this to record, you know, bluesy stuff, because it just sounds so thick. But I don't know, when it's so, you really gotta push. It's so difficult to play. I don't know. So for my money, the Crucianelli old vintage guitar is a guitar for admiring. It's more like a decoration. It's a thing of beauty. Look at it. I mean, it looks so good. So it will probably perform better on your wall as like a collector's piece, or rather than a workhorse of any kind, because of it has tuning issues and it's not very playable. So if you were to run into one of these guitars for a few $100, I would say just get it if you're into this kind of thing. But if you want something that performs, then you probably do better to skip it, or get it set up by a tech. If you don't care so much about like keeping it original, because the Crucianelli brand isn't really like anything revered or sought after, but it's an authentic 60s guitar and it's very pretty. So yeah, those are my closing words. Thank you so much for watching, it means a lot, and I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. Take care, bye.